Hola amigos! Today we'll learn ER and IR verbs in Spanish, and also the important personal A concept. Let's begin!
You know, I talk to so many beginners who look at Spanish verbs and literally freeze up. They feel totally overwhelmed by all the different endings. But I'm here to tell you a wonderful little secret. If you already have those AR verb endings imprinted in your mind, you are practically a master of Spanish conjugation already. Today, we're going to take what you already know and use it to effortlessly unlock the remaining pieces of the puzzle. We'll cover ER verbs, IR verbs, and a beautiful little grammar trick we call the personal A. This building block approach is going to make memorization an absolute breeze. You're going to do beautifully, so grab your notes, get comfortable, and let's get started. Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today. First, AR to ER verb patterns. Then, double vowel memory tricks. Third, the verb boot chart. Fourth, IR verbs inside the boot. Fifth, mastering the personal A. And finally, a quick conjugation quiz and practice. Section 1. AR to ER verb patterns. Just one tweak. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how much you already know. Take a deep breath and validate yourself for a second. You completely know those AR verbs on the left. You've already put in the hard work to memorize o, as, a, amos, and on. So learning ER verbs isn't starting from scratch at all. Do we literally just swap the A for an E? Yes, absolutely. We keep the O for the yo form on all three types of verbs, AR, ER, and IR. But for the rest of these ER verbs on the right side, we simply change the A's to E's. It is literally that simple. Suddenly, as becomes S, a becomes E, amos becomes amos, and on becomes N. You already knew this, you just didn't realize you knew it. Look at this. Let's see this beautiful pattern in action with the verb comer, which means to eat. Let's walk through it together. I eat is como. You eat is comes. He, she, or you respectfully eat is come. Moving over to the plural side, we eat is comemos. In Spain, for y'all eat, they use comes. And finally, on the bottom right, they eat is comen. You can follow this exact, simple pattern for basically any ER verb in the whole language. Verbs like aprender, to learn, so we can say aprendemos español, we are learning Spanish. Or vender, to sell. You have literally just doubled your Spanish verb vocabulary with a single letter change. Section 2. Double vowel memory tricks. Don't panic. Well, sometimes my students come across certain ER verbs and they just freeze. They see two vowels right next to each other and think, whoa, there are two E's here. I'm getting confused. What do I actually do? I completely understand why double vowels look super intimidating to beginners, but I promise you, there is a very logical, stress-free way to handle them. Let's look at the verb leer, which means to read. It has two E's right in the middle. Just follow these steps. Step 1, we always take off the ER at the very end of the verb to find our root. When we do that with leer, it leaves us with LL. Step 2, do not panic about that remaining E. It is just part of the root, just like the M in comer, treat it normally. Step 3, just add your standard ER ending. If you want to say she reads, the ending for ella is e, so root le plus ending e equals le e. We pronounce both of them clearly, le e. If you want to say you read, it's le plus is, making les. It is exactly the same process. You can do this with creer, to believe as well. Just trust the system. Section 3, the verb boot chart, a visual tool. I am so incredibly excited for this part. Look at this standard 3x2 conjugation grid, and this brilliantly illustrates something so helpful. If you take the three singular forms on the left side, the yo, tú, and él or ella forms, plus the one cell on the bottom right, the ellos or ellas form, and draw a bold line around just those four boxes, it actually makes the shape of a boot. See it? The top right and middle right boxes, nosotros and vosotros, sit totally outside the boot. By anchoring this geographic visual shape in your mind, you are going to organize verbs brilliantly, inside the boot and outside the boot. This visual tool is going to be your absolute best friend in Spanish conjugation. It'll help us unlock IR verbs today and stem-changing verbs down the road. Section 4, IR verbs inside the boot, 80% done. Because you know your ER verbs so perfectly well now, and because you can vividly see the boot chart in your mind, you're already 80% done with learning IR verbs. Let me show you how these concepts crash together so beautifully. So the crucial point is this. IR verbs share the exact same endings as ER verbs anywhere inside the boot. Look at the left side and the bottom right. O, S, E, and N. They are completely identical to the ER verbs we just went over. That's the golden pattern. If you have ERs down, you have IRs down, because they are exactly the same in the boot. Now, what about the two forms outside the boot, nosotros and vosotros? Logically, since it is an IR verb, we simply change the E to an I. So hemos becomes imos, and es becomes is. It makes perfect, beautiful sense. Let's actually apply this rule to the IR verb escribir, which means to write. Let's process it right through our mental boot chart. Inside the boot, it acts just like an ER verb. Yo escribo, tú escribes, él escribe. Then we step outside the boot to nosotros. We use our logical I, so it's escribimos. Right below that, escribís. Then we step back inside the boot for the bottom right, escriben, which is completely identical to an ER ending. You now have the incredible power to conjugate tons of new IR verbs, like vivir to live, abrir to open, recibir to receive, or decidir to decide. You have completely conquered all three verb types. Section 5, Mastering the Personal A. Sound like a native. You are doing fantastic. Now that we have AR, ER, and IR verbs firmly under our belts, I want to dramatically shift our focus to a vital grammar rule before we construct real flowing conversations. Let's define the personal A. Notice how you can see the word person right inside the word personal. Here is the strict rule. If the action of a verb is done directly to a person, you must put the letter A immediately after the verb, right before the person's name or title. Now, I really want to take a moment to give you a detailed explanation of why this matters so much, because English speakers naturally struggle with this. In English, we just don't do this. We say, I call John, or I visit my sister. The verb crashes straight into the person, just exactly like it would if we said, I kick the ball, or I read the book. English treats the human person and the inanimate object exactly the same grammatically, but Spanish culture, and by extension Spanish grammar, is deeply intertwined with a profound respect for humanity. Spanish actually requires a bridge. It requires a soft grammatical cushion between the raw, forceful action of a verb and the human being receiving that action. That cushion is the personal A. It's just a tiny single letter, but structurally it elevates the person entirely above a mere object. Without it, you are grammatically treating your friend, your sister, or Maria like a literal piece of furniture. To a native ear, leaving it out sounds incredibly abrupt, harsh, and broken. It is a fundamental sign of respect to the person receiving the verb's action. If you're doing something to an object, like I read a book or I eat an apple, you do not need it. But if a human is on the receiving end, the personal A is absolutely, non-negotiably mandatory. It changes absolutely everything about how natural and fluent you sound. Let's move to locución and see how this builds into a real sentence. Say we want to express, I am going to help Maria. Using what we know, ayudar is our verb, meaning to help. Look at bullet 1. Voy a ayudar Maria. This is very incorrect. It basically sounds like caveman speak. Why? Because the action of helping is being done directly to a living person, Maria. Now look at bullet 2, the correct native-sounding version. Voy a ayudar a Maria. You can clearly see the a right there before Maria and right after ayudar. It is really that simple. The verb is done to a person, so you just put a right after the verb. So let's test this in real time. If you're sitting at home right now, how would you translate that exact sentence, I am going to help Maria? Think about the verb ayudar. Think about who is actually receiving the help. And most importantly, remember to apply our new personal A rule before I reveal the answer. Go ahead and say it out loud. Yes, the answer is voy a ayudar a Maria. I really highlight that a right before Maria because it's the glue holding the entire sentence correctly together. If you got that right, you should be extremely proud of yourself. Let's try one more quick challenge. How would you translate I see Maria? I'm giving you the verb ver, which means to see. Now, a little hint here, you might think that taking off the ER and putting an O makes it vo, but the yo form for ver is a tiny bit irregular. We leave the E, so I see is actually veil. With that in mind, how do you say I see Maria? Perfect. The answer is veo a Maria. Even though veo has a slight quirky irregularity in its spelling, the rule of the personal A holds perfectly steady. I am seeing a real person, so I absolutely have to use the a. You're doing genuinely great work internalizing these structures. Section 6.
It's quiz time!
Pause the video and choose the correct answer. Excellent. Nosotros comemos means we eat.
Can you guess it? Pause now. Perfecto. Vivimos means we live.
Final quiz time. Think carefully. Pause and choose. Excellent. We use the personal A before people. Veo a Maria.
Excelente, amigos. Great job today. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment your answer below. Hasta luego. See you in the next Spanish lesson.